Ether episode of VTV News. I'm Hazen.
And I'm Noah.
And we all know by now, Martin Luther King Jr. Day is Monday, meaning we don't have to go to school that day. Hooray!
Yay.
And we have more information about that coming up right now.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal.
So I believe MLK's message of nonviolence can apply to the world today, especially because of political division within America. People hate one another because of their political views, religious views, and their racial heritage. MLK's approach with a nonviolent protest was a very good and influential idea, and we could use it now because some things are just getting bad. I think that if we have a more peaceful approach, then our problems would get solved easier instead of bloodshed and retaliation. I believe that people do live up to the values that he stood for, although there are a few bad apples, a few people that might not believe some of the stuff that he stood for. I believe that people do today live up to his dream and his goals for society. Over time, there has been a lot of a change. There hasn't been much continuity. There has been a lot of change over time with the way that society works. There's obviously, segregation was a big thing around the 60s, 50s, 40s, and earlier. And I feel like we have pushed the narrative because of MLK.
What an inspiring story about MLK, which reminds me that the National Honor Society is offering tutoring for all subjects. And when I say all, I mean all. They're in room 4207 every Friday from 2:30 to 3:30.
Speaking of school clubs, PM. Speaking of school club days, picture day for clubs is January 23rd in the gym, all day. Talk to your club president for more info on that. And seniors, don't forget that panoramics are also the same day, and they're at 8:50 a.m., just in case you forgot. So make sure you look your best for pictures. And if you're done hungering for some pictures, you're just so hungry for pictures, Zach wants to show you how to make a pizza pie. So let's check on that.
Hi, I'm Ryan, and this is our wonderful co-host, Zach.
Hi, I'm Zach.
And welcome to this week's episode of
Cooking with Ryan.
This week's dish will be a pizza.
Which is an Italian delicacy made in Italia. Which is right there on the map.
Christopher Drake, what are you doing here?
Radish.
What's up, dog?
Dog. What are you making?
Pizza.
Pizza. How do you make it?
I don't know. Just put in the yeast.
Now we wait. Now we're gonna add 2 cups of flour to our yeast mixture. We added a pinch of sugar, a pinch of salt, and a little bit of olive oil, and now I gotta add the salt. So.
And now here comes the fun part.
It's time to knead the dough. I need it! Now it's time to oil up our dough.
Just in, we have more information on tutoring for any of you needing more help. Mu Alpha Theta is doing math tutoring in the Media Center every Tuesday from 3:30 to 4:30.
Let's not forget the most important test of the year is the SAT though, which is March 5th for juniors and seniors who need the graduation requirement. The SAT, or NCR, is March 7th, 2 days later. So study for that.
Wow.
And make sure you get a good night's sleep before you take the test.
And for an event that is coming up sooner than March is the Eastern Florida College Workshop, where students can apply to Eastern Florida and get support for completing the FAFSA all February 12th.
Another event coming up is the Wingspan Robotics Night on January 30th from 5:30 to 8 p.m. And then from 5:30 to 6:30 is a Q&A. And from 6:30 to 8, booths open up, so you're free to walk around and ask questions. And now JRTC has some information that they would like to share with us in this upcoming segment.
Welcome back to the Cadet Corner.
This week, the military ball RSVPs were due.
We can't wait to see you all there.
Honor Guard practices are in full swing.
Let's take a look.
Next week, drill practices start.
They're going to be on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7 to 8:15 in the morning.
That's it for this week.
See you next time on the Cadet Corner.
Thanks for that, guys. Before I end out this episode of VTV News, I think we should check on that yeast, which should be done by now.
Should.
So I'm about to enjoy some Cooking with Ryan pizza, fresh from the Viera kitchen. First look, I mean, pretty darn good. It's got a good crust, not much fold. I like that. I mean, it's crispy. 6.5 out of 10.
Okay.
Pizza sure looks delicious, but before I forget, I would just like to say there are 2 more weeks to buy yearbooks and ads for the yearbooks, so make sure you have your orders placed before it's too late.
And in case I don't see you, have a good afternoon, good evening, and good night.